morning, welcome back. Fireburns Within channel. Metal Hammer, famous UK publication about metal. Some time ago now, because we're well into 2020 now, but some time ago they brought out, I think it was just at the end of the start of the year, end of 2019, they brought out their top 50 metal albums of the last decade, the teenies, so-called, the teens. They listed their top 50 in reverse order. So basically I'm going to list the top 50 and I'm going to give a little comment on each one, what I think about the album. So in 50th place they went with Power Trips, Nightmare Logic. Yeah, it's a good album, I like it, it's pretty cool. Thrash metal. The lead singer, he passed away not long ago, actually, a few weeks back, which was very sad. Yeah, I like this one. It's a cool album. It's not as amazing as a lot of thrash fans think, for me, but it's good. In 49th place, Carcass and Surgical Steel. Yeah, it was a good comeback. I don't know, something was missing. I don't know, it was good. It had all the Carcass traits, but it never really got going for me. I mean, it was good, but something quite missing. I hope for a really good. They're gonna release an EP very soon. Hopefully, the next album will be more classic. I don't know. They just got to get into the classic Carcass vibe. 48th place is a band called Three Teeth and Metal War. I have no clue about this album. I couldn't tell you a thing about it. 47th place, Dream Theater, Distance Over Time. Yeah, it's a very good album. It's classic Dream Theater. It's a really cool album. 46th place is Amorphis, Queen of Time. I'm not a huge Amorphis fan, but they do capture the heart when you listen to them. The melodies are really cool, the heaviness, the growls. Everything is pretty cool. Queen of Time is just typical quality latter day Amorphis. 45th place is Black Sabbath 13. I didn't like this album. It's okay, but I just didn't like it. It didn't do a lot for me. Number 44 is Rivers of Nihil, Where Owls Know My Name. This is a very well loved underground death metal album. I liked it in small doses, but I didn't really like it. It didn't, I don't know, it just didn't really do a lot for me. It sounds okay, it's sort of fast, grim, but it just didn't really excite me too much. 43 is Ginger, King of Everything. The lady singer, I forget her name, she's got a long name. She's got a lot of different vocal styles. The band is too modern and too oddball for me. I didn't like it. I know they're huge. I know a lot of people are gonna like it, but Ginger is not for me. Number 42 is Evanescence, self-titled. Don't really recall this album. I mean, I quite like Evanescence. I like Amy's vocals, but I don't recall this album. 41, Between the Buried and Me, The Parallax 2, Future Sequence. Don't recall the album, but I don't like Between the Buried and Me in general. I quite like a couple of their early stuff, but I didn't really like them. I don't know, it's just not my thing. Number 40 is Voivod and the album The Wake. I didn't like this. I know a lot of people love it, but I didn't like this. I don't really like Voivod as a band. I know they are very well loved in the underground, very well respected, a lot of albums, but I've never really liked Voivod. It's just funny. 39 is Baroness and the album Purple. I didn't like this. I don't really like Baroness. that sludge metal. I like Mastodon, but for some reason I don't like Baroness. It just doesn't do anything for me. 38, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard Infest the Rat's Nest. Never heard this album from the last decade. No idea. I've heard, I think there might be sort of like punkish rock. I don't know. Little bit prog. I don't know. I got no idea. 37, the Dillinger Escape Plan. Dissociation. It's hard to say. Haven't heard it, but I don't like Dillinger. And again, I know people love them. I don't like Dillinger, sorry. Number 36 is The Who and Gereg. I've heard a little bit about this band. I've heard a little bit of it and I don't like it. It doesn't do anything for me. I know they're very popular now. I don't know. I just didn't like it. It's not my kind of metal. It's just not for me. Number 35 is Amon Amarth and Joms Viking. This one I love. I think it's one of their best. I mean, Amon Amarth is very consistent. You know what you're gonna get with Amon Amarth. There's no there's no doubt in your mind that you're gonna listen to this type of metal. And Joms Viking is really good. I mean, you can listen to it without, you know, worrying about something new or whatever. Number 34 is Meshuggah, The Violent Sleep of Reason. Never heard. Don't like Meshuggah. No interest. Never heard. 33, Sleep, The Sciences. Probably, I mean, 100% not my cup of tea. I know Sleep, they did that one long song. I don't know if this is that, The Sciences. I know this is Slow Doom. Not for me. Pass. 32, Korn, The Nothing. Not heard. No interest in Korn. Don't like. 31, Marilyn Manson, The Pale Emperor. Not heard. No interest in Marilyn. Don't care. Number 30, Lacuna Coil, Delirium. Don't think I've heard it. Don't really like Lacuna Coil. No interest. Might have heard the song, but it didn't hold my attention. Not heard. Next album is Architects, Holy Hell. Not heard this one. Don't really like the djentcore scene or modern djent scene or whatever you want to lump Architects into. Periphery scene, you know, all those bands. Not into that. 28, Machine Head, Unto the Locust. Yeah, I don't recall it well. I don't really like modern Machine Head too much. It's okay. It's quite good, but it's not amazing. 27, Arch Enemy, War Eternal. Yeah, I don't really recall this one. I like Arch Enemy a little bit. I don't really like the new singer much. I prefer Angela. Well, actually, I prefer the original male singer compared to them all, but I don't know. Arch Enemy, they've left their, I don't know, they're just not doing it for me these days. Left their original melodic death style a little bit, not loads, but a little bit. Number 26, we're nearly halfway, is Paradise Lost, The Plague Within. Yeah, this is when PL is going back to their roots, the doom death stuff. It's not for me. I like a little bit of it, but it's a little bit too grim. It's not really me. Number 25, finally we reached something I like. It's Sabaton, The Great War. I mean, it's not even their best album, but it hits right bang in the middle of Metal Hammer's list. The Great War, I love I love any Sabaton. It's just joyous, brings joy. I mean, the subject matters are grim, but the way they sing the songs are full of melody. It's catchy. It's Sabaton, you know. Sabaton don't change. I mean, don't expect Sabaton to change. This is Sabaton. This is what they do. Number 24, Epica, the holographic principle. Don't recall this too much. Never been a huge fan of Epica, but I respect them. They're a cool band, but I've seen them live a couple of times as well. They're cool. 23 is Opeth, Pale Communion. No, I don't like this. I know Opeth is a huge band. People love it, but I don't like this. This is too slow, too meandering, too prog. Not my cup of tea. 22 is Trivium, The Sin and the Sentence. This is when they return back to their metalcore roots. Yeah, it's okay, but it's still not good, not amazing. It's okay. Their latest album is much better. The one they released this year, What the Dead Men Say. I really like this. Sin and the Sentence is okay, but it's not my cup of tea. I wouldn't put it on to listen. 21 is Death Haven, Sunbather. I don't really know the band. I think they're sort of some kind of hipster black metal. Obviously not for me. Number 20 is Deftones, Diamond Eyes. I don't like Deftones. I have no interest. Don't know, haven't heard. 19 is Bring Me the Horizon, Sempiternal. I remember watching the title track for this, the video. It was sort of okay, but this music is not aimed at me. It's aimed at a totally different crowd, not an old codger like me. Number 18, Slayer, Repentless. I think I liked Repentless. I mean, I've heard a lot of Slayer fans dissing Repentless. I don't know. I think it's quite good. It's okay. It's not bad. It's thrashy. It's heavy. It's the final Slayer album. Adios to you. Number 17 is Disturbed and Immortalized. I like some Disturbed. I didn't like this one. It didn't do a lot for me. It's not. I don't know. It's just not concise. It didn't have the kind of melodies that I wanted. Number 16 is Devin Townsend's Empath. Not heard it. Not a huge Devi fan. Don't like his stuff. Doesn't do a lot for me. But I never even heard this, so I don't know. Number 15 is Mastodon, Emperor of Sand. Yeah, I like this. It's good. It's got a little bit of a harder edge after the more melodic albums. It's still cool. I mean, I like Mastodon. I don't know. I like their later period. Well, I mean, this is like I've reached number 15, and so far I haven't liked many albums, but I can say safely I like this album. Number 14, Megadeth, Dystopia. Yeah, I really like this. This is a fine latter-day Megadeth album. Quite thrashy, very heavy, still melodic, quite a lot of edge. Dave's vocals are a little bit raw, a little bit rough, but it's good. I mean, I think it's one of the best Megadeth albums in the millennium, and it comes number 14 in Metal Hammer's top 50, which is pretty good. Number 13 is Avenged Sevenfold and the album Nightmare. This is when they're going into the Metallica copy mode. It's okay, but it's not my cup of tea. I didn't really like it. It's not that I heard it too often, but maybe once, and it's not my cup of tea. Number 12, Nightwish, Endless Forms Most Beautiful. I'm quite surprised that it charts so high for Metal Hammer, but yeah, it's good. I like it. I mean, it's a good record. It's not my favourite Nightwish by a long way, but it's a good Nightwish record. What can I say? And Metal Hammer's staff voting system, I think got a feeling this was voted by the fans actually, is the fans of Metal Hammer, the readers, they like Nightwish. Nightwish is a popular band, very huge. Number 11 is Judas Priest and Firepower. This was an awesome comeback. I mean, well, not comeback as such, but a return to classic heavy Priest. I didn't really like the previous albums too much. Redeemer of Souls is okay. Nostradamus is boring. But Firepower is awesome. The production, obviously, Andy Sneap is now in the band, producing and in the band. Some people don't like that, but for me, he's an amazing producer. He's bringing Priest right bang up to date, bringing them to life. And it's an awesome album, and the fans agree. I mean, it reached number 11 in Metal Hammer's top 50 of the last decade, so the fans agree. Number 10 is Behemoth and the Satanists, the Death Back band from Poland. Yeah, I've sort of liked a couple of Behemoth songs in the past, but not huge. I don't think I really heard the Satanists, and I'm definitely not really interested in it either. It's not something that I think, oh yeah, I must listen to the next Behemoth record. It's not my cup of tea. Number 9, it's Iron Maiden, The Book of Souls. Yeah, I mean, Iron Maiden is an enduring fan favourite, even when the albums are not amazing. And Book of Souls is definitely not amazing. It still reaches number 9 in Metal Hammer's Readers Poll for top 50 albums of the decade. I mean, they're held in such high regard. I mean, I like Book of Souls, but it's definitely lower down in the list of Maiden albums for me anyway. And it's quite a lot to do with the production. I don't know, the Kevin Shirley productions don't do it for me. They're not polished enough, a little bit too raw. Okay, number 8. This is a surprise. This is a real surprise. Within Temptation's album Resist. This is really melodic. I mean, this is almost poppy at times, and it's still number 8 for Metal Hammer Readers top 50 albums. Number 8. Wow, I really like this album. I think they got some flack from the old Within Temptation fans for, going too mainstream, too pop, but it's still got heaviness, and the melodies are really catchy. I mean, I really like this album. It took a while for me to accept it, but I think it's really cool in the end. Number 7 is Baby Metal and Metal Resistance. I don't get the Baby Metal thing. I mean, they reached number 7 in the list. I mean, come on. It doesn't deserve number 7. I mean, it's a gimmick band. The music behind the band is okay. It's good. It's well played, well produced, but I don't know. It's just it doesn't do it for me. I wouldn't listen to it. I've heard a lot of their songs, but I just listen to it out of curiosity rather than any kind of enjoyment. Anyway, number 6 is the biggest metal band in the world. It's Metallica, Hardwired to Self-Destruct. Yeah, obviously Metallica is going to be high in this list. They've got a lot of fans. Hardwired to Self-Destruct is a good album. It's solid. It's very long. I mean, they needed to cut a lot of the repeating factors off and make a more concise album, but it is a good album. I mean, it's probably, I mean, I like it probably maybe a little bit more than even Death Magnetic. I like Death Magnetic, but Hardwired to Self-Destruct I think might be a little better if they had made it a little bit more concise. It's just too bloated, but it's good. I like the production on it as well. I mean, it's a good production. Number 5 is Gojira and Magma. Gojira is so well loved, and I've never got into them really. I like the odd song here and there, but everyone loves Gojira. I never hear a bad word about them. I mean, they are cool, but I don't know, it just doesn't do a lot for me. And I listen to a lot of death metal. It's not that I don't listen to death metal. Listening to death metal now. By the way, if you're wondering, that band is Mutilated by Zombies. It's an album from 2018. Yeah, yeah. The album is called. What's the album called now? I forget what the album is called. It's called Scripts of Anguish. Just in case you were wondering. Um, yeah. Anyway, number 5 was Gojira Magma. I haven't really heard it. It's not my cup of tea. Maybe I would like it, but I don't know. It's just not. I haven't got the urge to hear it. Number 4 is Ghosts Meliora. I agree with this. This is so awesome. This was my first real Ghosts album. I didn't really like the previous ones, apart from the odd song or the odd little bit. But Ghost, I like start to finish. It's so cool. I mean, Meliora, I like start to finish. It's an awesome album. It's dark, heavy, melodic, catchy, cool. And the metal fans love it. It's come number 4. They agree. It's awesome. Number 3, Slipknot. We Are Not Your Kind. I don't like Slipknot. I haven't heard this. I have no interest, and I don't care. Sorry. Number 2 is Tool's Fear Inoculum. Don't like Tool. Don't care. Heard one song of this album and I said, okay, that's typical Tool. I don't need to hear the rest. I know people love Tool. They are so widely respected. Oh God, I just don't get it. I mean, I don't know. It's just not my thing. I don't know. It's cool. I mean, they've got these like dark vibes. I mean, cool instrumentation. I don't know. Dreamy vocals. I don't know. It just doesn't do it. It's not my kind of thing. But it wasn't the number 1 album of the decade, according to Metal Hammer readers. It was Rammstein's self-titled album. Wow, can't believe it's number 1, Rammstein. I actually quite like this album. I think it's okay, and I don't like Rammstein as a band release. Not a band I look forward to and say, yeah, Rammstein is releasing. I don't have that urge. This was a good album. The melodies are quite good. The catchy riffs as usual. It's not something that I actively seek, like I said, but it's a good album. It's not bad. But it was number 1 for all of the readers. A lot of votes, apparently. So there you go. So that was the top 50 of the last decade, according to Metal Hammer readers. I like 11 of the 50 albums, a fair bit to a lot. I'd say 3 to 4 of the albums might make my top 50 of the decade. So even though I like 11, 6, 7 of them probably wouldn't even make my top 50. But anyway, so that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Looking back at the last decade and what Metal Hammer readers thought about it and my comments. Stay tuned for more.